AST and Science is going through a reverse merger with SPAC under the MPA ticker. They are a company that wants to bring broadband internet and cellular service to everyone on the world, especially in those places where they don't work. So, if you go to the forest or to the mountain, you want to call somebody, and your telephone just doesn't offer service. I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen. For example, for my line of work, I have to be accessible every hour of the day. It has been numerous times that we had to report something to customers even at night or in the afternoon. And for that, you at least need a telephone that offers service. Now, if you go to the mountains or some remote region, that might not be the case. This company wants to bring us service everywhere, especially in those places using satellites in space. Now, they are pre-revenue, meaning they will not see revenue until 2023. They are merging because they need money to launch 20 satellites into the orbit so that they can offer these services to equatorial regions, meaning Japan, India, parts of Africa, and parts of Central and South America. By just launching these 20 satellites, they will have an addressable market of 1.6 billion people. Now, they have partnered with Rakuten, and they want to bring this to Japan, especially because Japan is a high-risk area. They have a lot of typhoons, earthquakes, flooding, you name it. And when those natural disasters struck, a lot of people can lose their service. They cannot phone for help. They cannot call their loved ones. And Rakuten and AST SCIENCE wants to bring that to Japan, so that when those disasters struck, people will have immediately service, so they can call, they can message via internet, whatever. They will have service for whatever they are needed. And second reason is they want to empower people by bringing internet to places of poverty, enabling them to start e-commerce, businesses, to phone. I have heard of people that in India, where one man or woman buys a phone and he charges the whole village for the use of that phone per call. And he is a businessman. He earns his living through that one cell phone. So the market is definitely there. They will need in total 188 satellites to offer these services worldwide. They have 750 patents guarding them from competitors, and they are the only ones that offer this kind of service without additional equipment, meaning it will be able to directly connect to the telephone as it is, no additional requirements. For example, if you look at Starlink, for Starlink you need additional modem or router to connect to the Starlink satellites, and it costs you, I think, $150. Correct me down in the comments below if I'm wrong. Now, the space is the great beyond for investments and for everything else. It will, in the years to come, it will offer so much investment potential, and this company is just the beginning. For example, if you look at the value potential it offers, it's just immense. I mean immense. We can get 100x on this company only by proving concept. And they launched the first 20 satellites. If you look at Starlink, nobody thought of it as a big deal until they launched the first satellites and they did the test run in America. After they did the test run and it was successful, customers were able to connect to the internet, they were getting very good speeds and everything else. Analysts from JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they started saying that they value only the Starlink business between 40 billion and 100 billion. Now, AST will be valued at about, at the prices of today, at around 2 billion when it merges. So, who is to say that when it merges and they get the funding to send the 20 satellites into space, that they won't be valued at 100 billion or even more? They are projecting growth of revenue at more than 100% every year from the time they start offering these services. For the first year, in 2023, they are projecting they will earn 180 million. The second year, in 2024, they are projecting 1 billion. The next year, they are projecting 2 billion, and then 5 billion, and then 10 billion the year after that. So the rate of growth is just enormous. They have very strong backers, very strong contracts in place. They are with AT&T, with Vodafone. If you don't know Vodafone, in America, in Europe, it was a very, very big deal back in the years when internet was only coming to cellular phones. So if you wanted to have internet on your phone, Vodafone was the only operator that was offering it. And Vodafone is the number one operator outside of China, and they have big customer base in India and in Africa. So they will be using that client base to send they will be using those customers to offer them these services. Now, here comes the interesting part, because the business will be like a push instead of a pull. They will be coming to customers instead of customers coming to them, and their customer acquisition cost will be very, very, very low, because they have partnered with all of the major operators and they're going to split revenue with them for these customers. So when a customer will be going out of service or in a rural area that has very bad reception, you will get on your telephone a message that will say, would you like to connect to Space Mobile? And you will have the option to send yes or no. And you will say yes, and you will have 5G reception and the best signal in the world. So they will have instant access to a very, very, very large base of customers. And they're unique in this space because they're the only ones that will offer them. Now, why does this stock offer very high returns, at least for the short term? Because all of the original AST founders and investors and shareholders will not be able to sell their shares for 1 year after the merger, meaning only the existing SPAC shareholders will be able to trade shares. So the tradable float will be very, very low. And that offers protection for investors that are investing right now in this company. I think that if they are able to execute this, they are bound to see very nice returns. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock goes to 100 or 150 or $200 in the next few years. The only thing that concerns me is that we have still 2 years to go before any kind of revenue. That is serious risk, and also they can do secondary offerings in that time. So going into 2021, this is definitely the SPAC that offers the highest return and the highest risk, because everything is right now on executing the plan. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think? What kind of prices will we see? If you enjoyed the content, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you around. Bye.